Welcome. In this class, I'm going to be covering bachata hip isolations. These are the moves that you can use when you dance bachata, obviously, but not only. You can use them in other dance styles as well. This is a very good way to prepare your body for a dance class as part of a warm-up, but also a very effective way to practice controlling your body movement, in this case, your hip movement. Hip isolation basically means that you want to isolate your hips from the rest of your body and keep the rest of your body relatively still. Now, of course, body parts that are closest to your hips are going to move a little bit as well because they are connected to your hips, but in general, you want to try to isolate your hips as much as possible. So let's start with the first hip isolation. We're going to start with our feet hip-width apart or a little bit wider. Toes are pointing either forward or slightly to the side, diagonally to the side, and knees are relaxed. And this is very important because if you want to isolate your hips, you need to have your knees relaxed or slightly bent. If you kept them straight, it would be very hard for you to isolate your hips. Pretty much impossible because, as you can see, you can try it with me. Try to or straighten your knees, keep them straight, and now try to move your hips. And as you can see, you can move them, but the rest of your body is moving with them. So that's why we want to relax our knees so that we can isolate our hips from the rest of our body. Okay? So you can rest your hands either on your thighs or your hips. And now we're going to push our hips to one side and then to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now moving on to the second variation or second hip isolation move. I'm going to turn around so that you can see me better. And we're going to push our hips forward and then to the back. Forward and then to the back. Almost as if I was scooping my hips, okay? So I'm moving them forward like this. I'm engaging my ab muscles. And now I'm moving them to the back in a U motion. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to turn back here. Now moving on to the third hip isolation move, which is a square. So we're going to connect the previous two hip isolation into a square move. We're going to push our hips to the side, then to the back, to the other side, and then forward. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, before we move on and do the same thing to the other side, we're going to connect these 4 points into one fluid movement, which is a circle. Okay, so now we'll do hip circles to this side. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll do the same thing to the other side, starting with the square. So now we'll push our hips to this side, then to the back, to the other side, and forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now a hip circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming to the center. Moving on to the next hip isolation move, which is a figure 8 hip movement. This is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to start in the same position, and now we'll turn our hips slightly to the side, okay, diagonally to the side, and we'll bring our left hip, I'm mirroring you, okay, so we'll bring our left hip diagonally forward and then push it back in a half circle motion. Now our hip is pointing diagonally to the back, and from here we're going to bring our right hip diagonally forward and then push it back in the same way. Now it's pointing diagonally to the back, and we'll bring our left hip again diagonally forward and push it back and keep going. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you want to make sure that your upper body is facing forward. You don't want to move your upper body along with your hips like this. Okay? We want to isolate our hips from the rest of our body. So approximately from the waist up, we want to keep our body, our upper body in a neutral position, facing forward, and move only our hips. Okay, so let's try one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the last hip isolation move, which is a diagonal hip movement to the back. This is what it looks like. I'm going to turn around like this, or maybe even like this. This is going to be better. We're going to send our hips diagonally to one side, to the back, and then to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can imagine that you have a string attached here, and someone is pulling you or is pulling your hip to this side and then to this side. Okay? Now, important thing here is the knees again. As I told you in the beginning, knees are relaxed, but in order for us to move our hips diagonally to this side, so to your left, we need to straighten our left knee a little bit. Not completely, it's still relaxed, but it's not as bent as our right knee, okay? So we are here, and now when we start moving our hips to the other side, we start bending our left knee, okay? So we start bending it, we come to the center, and then we come to the right. And that's when we start straightening our right knee, okay? Again, not completely, it's still relaxed. And from here, we again come to the center and to the left, to the center and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great job, and now let's try with music. We'll go each move for 2 8 counts, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. Forward and back. Square. Circle. Square. Circle. Figure 8. Diagonal hip movement. Great job. These were the hip isolation moves. As I always say, practice these pretty often, even daily if you can, or at least a few times a week, so that you can get used to these moves and build them into your muscle memory. And if you would like to build up on that and learn some chest isolation moves, then you can watch this video over here. Thank you very much for practicing with me, and I will see you very soon.